Hello, good morning, everyone. So this is ML Squad from COE2, from COE, third year, and today we'll be summarizing all that we have learned during the course of these few weeks while making our ML project. So the team name is ML Squad, and the members consist of me, Shubham Agarwal, 2019 UCO 1621, and I am primarily responsible for leadership.
Siddharth Mishra, 2019 UCO 1627. I am responsible for the coding part.
Ashutosh Kumar, 2019 UCO 1647. I am responsible for innovation.
So we have discussed in total 10 topics, and the first one is our primary main topic. It is hospitalization risk prediction in COVID-19 infected patients. Our main reason for taking this topic was because we all live in New Delhi and we witnessed the horrendous second wave of COVID during March 2020. There was a huge mismanagement of hospital beds, huge shortage of oxygen cylinders, and overall it was a very dire situation and very unfortunate situation. For the same, we noticed that even in some hospitals, though there were hospital beds available, however, many patients were not able to avail it. And basically, the time lag between having a testing positive on a RT-PCR test and subsequently requiring oxygen and a hospital bed is around 1.5 to 2 weeks. So basically, when someone gets an RT-PCR test, if we can count the number of people who tested positive and also account for the um, people who do not get tested but have been infected by COVID, so we can have an approximate idea of the number of hospital beds that we would be requiring. So this is the entire basically the prediction system that we've tried to create. So everyone has contributed in many ways.
So the most important thing for ML model is data. So we should start collecting data. The major category in which we should divide our data are symptoms, because for COVID it should be the main feature, because person with fever more likely to have COVID. Second would be pre-existing conditions, because people with diabetes are more likely to die than others, and people with other diseases. Third would be demographics, because older people are more likely to die than the younger people.
The various algorithms that I applied on the data were KNN, logistic regression, support vector machine, decision tree, random forest, and neural network. And the best algorithm that I found for the model was a neural network, which had an accuracy of greater than 0.92. The following hyperparameters were searched: number of layers and neurons in each layer, varying between 3 to 50, the activation function, the regularization rate, and the batch size. The best neural network was found to have two hidden layers with 40 neurons in the first layer and 3 neurons in the second layer.
The second topic that we chose was an impact of air pollution on health, including impairment of cognitive skills, lung cancer, and heart stroke. Further we can predict and classify lung cancer. So we choose this topic because there is a very high levels of AQI levels of air pollution in New Delhi right now, especially in the months of October, November, and December. And these create not only short-term health effects like coughing, sneezing, and itching in the eye, but also very dangerous long-term effects such as lung cancer and heart stroke. So so this model basically predicts the long term effects on children, on senior citizens, and basically the entire populace as a whole because of air pollution. The third topic we took was vaccine hesitancy prediction by socioeconomic parameters of an area. So basically, vaccines have become a huge requirement, and it is necessary for each person to take a vaccine. However, illiteracy and false rumors being spread in certain areas of the country have resulted into certain low levels of vaccine intake in certain areas. So this model basically takes into account literacy levels and other basically socioeconomic parameters, and takes and predicts how much vaccine hesitancy will be in an area, and basically then if certain areas will have more higher vaccine hesitancies, so on ground camps to basically tell people about the importance of vaccines, and basically information spread is necessary and therefore will help to people to take the vaccine.
The fourth topic that we took was food wastage avoider. Generally, when we see what we see in weddings and functions are that a large amount of food is wasted and not and is being thrown into the dump. So what the food wastage avoider do is that we calculate the amount of food required per guest before the function, and cook the food accordingly, so there is no extra wastage of food. The sixth topic that was chosen was conversion of low resolution black and white movies to high resolution and colored movies. Actually, what happens is that people are not attracted to watch the old classics because of the low resolution, and since it's black and in black and white color. People the new generation does not watch these movies, so to make them interesting, what we can do is we can apply ml model to convert the low resolution and to high resolution, and convert the black and white to colorful, and we can integrate those and create a very perfect movie environment.
The eighth
The
topic
ninth
The eighth topic that we took was personalized nutritional requirements recommendation system based on machine learning. So around us, I have observed that most of the people are not fit, especially the daily wage workers, or you can say the people who are not that wealthy. They are mostly skinny and very malnutritioned. And people who can afford it, especially people who are married, are usually skinny fat. And there is a growing population of people who are overweight now because of the excessive intake of junk food and sedentary lifestyle and low exercise. So therefore this ml model will take into account the people's demographic, like age, their any health conditions and all that, and it will basically take into account their occupation and give them about a rough estimate of how many calories they require, and suggest them food items that they can eat. It will have a like a dislike option. So basically, if a person does not like to eat, let's say, lentils, so basically the ML system will not recommend him an ML recipe, and every food that he eats will be counted. And so the entire his entire daily intake of food will be mapped, and it will give an estimate of how much protein, how much carbohydrates he has taken, and therefore this will help enable people to become more eat more healthy and become more fit.
The ninth topic is detecting hand gesture made by dumb and deaf people, and we can convert it in English language using image classification. It will help deaf and dumb community to communicate with other people. The tenth and final problem that we solved was ML based ML trained surveillance camera. By this we can prevent crime before it happens. Basically is it is a deep learning model which can detect suspicious activity, uh, by which it will ring an alarm, and the person in charge will get notified, and we can prevent uh, such tragedy.
It was amazing. It was amazing having this project done with you guys all. Thank you for all your active participation.
Thank you, Viram.
Thank you, everyone.